I know you're both a pair of losers. All the Paul family suck.
Imagine seeing that. Can you imagine being involved in that area? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine those being your friends? You can't even imagine, you know, the trauma, the mental trauma that would, how that would affect anybody. Even people passing the other way.
Yeah, man, I feel for that. I'm hoping everybody fame is good, and I'm hoping, you know, speedy recovery. That's all I gotta say, man. I gotta do better.
Tyson Fury has fired back at Jake Paul following the controversy surrounding his alleged connection to Anthony Joshua's car accident. Fury delivers a harsh response, criticizing Jake and the wider Paul family for what he sees as careless behavior and an inflated sense of self-importance. He condemns the lack of responsibility shown, stressing that real life carries consequences far beyond boxing matches, social media fame, or personal rivalries. Fury's message serves as a powerful reminder that accountability and basic human values matter more than attention or clout.
They are not your enemies. They are your brothers and sisters under God. We all came from Adam and Eve. In the beginning, everybody on earth. Remember that. Spread love, not...
Tyson Fury has reacted with intense anger following the tragic car crash involving Anthony Joshua, an incident that claimed the lives of two people close to AJ. Fury speaks with raw emotion, calling out Jake Paul and the wider Paul family for what he describes as irresponsible behavior connected to the situation. While acknowledging Joshua's strength and survival, Fury shifts the focus to what truly matters, emphasizing that human life, loyalty, and basic compassion outweigh fame, boxing rivalries, or chasing viral moments. His statement cuts deep, challenging what he sees as the Paul family's arrogance when confronted with genuine loss and tragedy. Gerald Miller reacts with clear emotion after learning about Anthony Joshua's devastating accident, speaking with the gravity such a moment demands. As the loss of two people close to AJ weighs heavily over the situation, Miller expresses genuine sympathy and reflection. He draws a sharp contrast between Joshua's painful experience and what he views as Jake Paul's careless role, stressing how quickly everything can change. Miller's message centers on the reality that life is fragile, and in moments of true loss, fame, spotlight, and even boxing itself fade into irrelevance.
I don't know what other people are going through. And even though AJ, you know, we're not on the best terms, man, I feel for this brother, man. Because it could have been my family, could have been my friends. And, you know, I feel like, man, it's mentally like kind of draining looking at this stuff all day on the line. And like I said, I didn't really see nothing too graphic until this morning. Was like, now I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life, man. I've seen dead bodies before and all that. Man, I don't even know how to even express myself.
Joe Rogan has voiced serious concerns regarding Anthony Joshua's physical and mental state following the accident, pointing to unanswered questions about how the recovery process may unfold. As the tragedy includes the loss of two individuals close to AJ and increased attention around Jake Paul's role, the situation highlights the real-world consequences of irresponsible behavior. Amid the uncertainty, Joshua's strength and determination have become central themes, drawing both worry and respect from those watching closely.
When he survived, right? Like, did he hit his head? Did he hit his neck? Like, what is he okay? Like, is he 100%? Or is he always going to be a little fucked from that?
Johnny Nelson speaks thoughtfully about the deep personal impact of Anthony Joshua's accident, drawing attention to how fragile life truly is. As the loss of two close friends weighs heavily over the situation and questions linger around Jake Paul's careless behavior, Nelson urges people to look beyond boxing drama. He emphasizes that real-world loss and suffering matter far more than rivalries or hype, shifting the conversation toward empathy, respect, and standing with those affected by this heartbreaking tragedy.
It's just sad. It just makes you realize how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and, you know, these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Pain Game sheds light on the true severity of Anthony Joshua's car crash, underlining the physical toll such a traumatic incident can take on the body. Enduring a near-fatal experience while also mourning the loss of two close friends highlights AJ's remarkable strength and mental toughness. At the same time, the situation brings renewed attention to the careless behavior linked to Jake Paul, serving as a stark reminder that real-life consequences carry far greater weight than any bout, promotion, or spectacle.
Through such a severe car accident there, like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there.
Eddie Hearn has stressed the need to rally around Anthony Joshua and the families devastated by this heartbreaking incident. As the loss of two people close to AJ continues to cast a heavy shadow and attention remains on Jake Paul's role, Hearn urges the public to look past headlines and online noise. He emphasizes that the real priority must be quality medical treatment, emotional care, and long-term support for everyone affected by the tragedy.
With the inquiries and the media, and you can imagine how many people are trying to find out.
John Fury delivers an emotional message that reflects the collective relief surrounding Anthony Joshua's survival after such a devastating accident. He speaks with gratitude for AJ's strength and fortune, while also acknowledging the heartbreaking loss of two close friends whose absence cannot be ignored. Fury commends Joshua for pushing through an ordeal that could have ended far worse, using the moment to remind everyone how fragile life truly is. He draws a quiet contrast between genuine, life-threatening danger and the careless behavior often seen in the spotlight, reinforcing the need for responsibility, compassion, and unity when tragedy occurs.
God bless you, AJ. You're one lucky lad. God bless you, I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe.
Chris Eubank Jr. has reacted with visible shock to Anthony Joshua's devastating car accident, reflecting the deep concerns spreading across the boxing world. AJ's survival, despite the tragic loss of two close friends, underscores just how fragile life can be beyond the ring. Eubank Jr. also addresses the recklessness of figures like Jake Paul, whose involvement has heightened public outrage. The incident serves as a stark reminder that boxing fame and viral notoriety mean very little when human lives are on the line. Eubank Jr. emphasizes that resilience, accountability, and support for those affected are far more important than headlines or social media clout. Sonny Faz sheds light on the seriousness of Anthony Joshua's accident, highlighting both the life-threatening nature of the crash and the heartbreaking loss of two of his closest friends. As a global superstar, AJ could have easily become another tragic headline, yet his survival highlights his resilience and a measure of luck. At the same time, past reckless actions by Jake Paul draw renewed scrutiny, showing how fame can be overshadowed by irresponsibility. Sonny Faz emphasizes that life is unpredictable, and when real tragedy strikes, fights, money, and viral stunts lose all significance. The focus turns to human survival, grief, and accountability, proving that Joshua's ordeal extends far beyond the ring, and the world is watching every consequence.
To go, this guy's in front of the whole world. Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places. Decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. 2 of his closest friends pass away in the accident. You never know what days your last.
Sonny Faz underscores the seriousness of Anthony Joshua's accident, highlighting the life-threatening nature of the crash and the heartbreaking loss of 2 of his closest friends. Even as a global superstar, AJ could have easily been another tragic headline, yet his survival demonstrates both resilience and a measure of fortune. At the same time, past reckless behavior by Jake Paul draws renewed attention, casting a shadow over fame with a reminder of irresponsibility. Sonny Faz emphasizes that life is unpredictable, and when real tragedy occurs, fights, money, and viral stunts become meaningless. The focus now shifts to survival, grief, and accountability, showing that Joshua's ordeal extends far beyond the boxing ring, and the world is watching every ripple of its impact.
It's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and, you know, these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother. And that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Gareth A. Davis reflects on the circumstances surrounding Anthony Joshua's tragic accident, drawing attention to the risks and careless behavior linked to Jake Paul. While fans focused on the fight and speculated about Paul's weaknesses, Joshua's poise and integrity stand in stark contrast. The loss of two close friends highlights how fragile life can be, revealing that viral stunts, social media drama, and boxing fame come with real-world consequences. Davis praises AJ's professionalism and resilience, stressing that accountability and caution are crucial when human lives are involved. This incident serves as a sobering reminder that real tragedy far outweighs any promotional hype or headline-grabbing spectacle.
But some very interesting and germane points you make there in this moment, Raheem. That I think what I've noticed, that obviously there were a kind of panoply of opinions about him fighting Jake Paul to take it back a week and a half. I mean, I was critical of that fight being signed, first of all, because I worried about the dangers for Jake Paul. He got his jaw broken at the end of the day, and kind of used the scars as a flag in his new moon, delusionally optimistic, in his words, as he is about these things. So Anthony Joshua went to America a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, played the role which he needed to play, was very classy throughout.
Joe Rogan's startling comments highlight just how narrowly Anthony Joshua escaped a potentially fatal accident. The seriousness of the situation is deepened by the tragic deaths of two of AJ's closest friends, marking it as one of the most shocking events in recent boxing history. Rogan's remarks underscore the fragility of life and how thin the line can be between survival and disaster. At the same time, Jake Paul's reckless actions leading up to the incident have fueled public scrutiny and outrage. Joshua's resilience and a measure of luck now take center stage, reminding the world that real life is far more unpredictable and consequential than fame, fights, or social media rivalries. The event serves as a clear lesson that accountability and caution must always outweigh clout and bravado.
I mean,
that's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way.
He would be dead.
There's
Probably,
no way.
Or fucking severe.
Liam Guff provides a sobering update on Anthony Joshua's devastating car accident, highlighting not only AJ's injuries but also the heartbreaking loss of two close friends. His remarks draw attention to the human impact behind the headlines, reminding viewers that boxing fame and social media antics are insignificant compared to real-life tragedy. The incident also casts a spotlight on reckless behavior from figures like Jake Paul, whose involvement has only fueled public scrutiny. AJ's survival in such extreme circumstances underscores his resilience and the delicate line between life and death. Guff emphasizes the need for empathy, support, and responsible reporting during crises, showing that tragedies are far more than just news stories. They profoundly affect families, friends, and communities. The focus remains on recovery, reflection, and appreciating the true value of life.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. Two people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the two people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say to their friends and families. We'll definitely offer up some prayers for them.
Alexander Usyk has shared a heartfelt response to Anthony Joshua's tragic accident, expressing sorrow over the loss of two team members who were also close friends. His comments highlight the deep bonds within AJ's camp, showing that this tragedy extends far beyond headlines and public spectacle. Usyk's condolences and encouragement for Joshua's recovery emphasize the human side of the story, reminding fans that survival, emotional strength, and resilience are far more important than any fight or rivalry. By speaking out, Usyk underscores the solidarity and compassion present in the boxing world during moments of real crisis, shining a light on AJ's courage and the profound weight of personal loss.
Usyk said, "This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna and Latif are two incredible people who are not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong."
Showbiz the Adult delivers breaking news on Anthony Joshua's devastating accident, giving viewers a clear picture of the events. AJ's SUV collided with a stationary truck, and while some details remain unclear, the focus is on the seriousness of the crash and the tragic loss of two of his closest friends. The incident has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, not only because of Joshua's global prominence but also due to the reckless involvement of figures like Jake Paul, which has added controversy to an already tragic situation. Showbiz highlights the human toll, reminding audiences that behind fame, fortune, and viral headlines, real lives are at stake. Prayers, support, and compassion for AJ and his loved ones are paramount, underscoring how fragile life can be and the responsibility everyone carries in such moments.
Was SUV struck the stationary truck. So I just want to give you guys the breaking news. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua was involved in a car accident in Nigeria. Prayers to Anthony J. Joshua. And
Anthony Joshua's accident serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly life can change. The tragedy is made even more devastating by the loss of two of his closest friends. While AJ demonstrates remarkable courage and resilience, the reckless actions of Jake Paul and his family cannot be overlooked, exposing a shocking lack of accountability in the face of real danger. Fans and fellow fighters alike are reminded that fame, fights, and viral moments pale in comparison to human life. Now more than ever, Joshua needs support, respect, and the space to recover both physically and emotionally. This incident should serve as a wake-up call to the entire boxing community. Responsibility and care are non-negotiable. Share your thoughts below. How do you feel about Jake Paul's involvement, and what lessons should the sport take from this heartbreaking event?